Hi everyone, my name is Savannah Seals, and today I will be presenting my negative outline against the resolution analysis. All Californians should be ordered to stay at home due to COVID-19. There's a few things I would like to address before we begin. As 2020 has been a wild year for almost everyone, it's been filled with a lot of unsettling consequences and downtimes. And I think these problems are arising not only from a global pandemic, but from our country, our state, our county's inability to work together and put others before oneself. Yes, the coronavirus situation is a big problem. It's a worldwide epidemic, actually. But it's also a problem for within ourselves. It seems that Californians in particular, down to county by county, cannot seem to put their feelings aside to better our state's economy, better our state's health record, better our state as a whole. Yet, how would this stay-at-home order, which would be the second one, be any different from the first one? In the first one, it was during the time when coronavirus first came out. It was new, it was killing a lot of people very quickly. Yet we couldn't find it in ourselves to care more about those people that are dying and those people that are getting sick and the people whose lives are on the line more than ourselves. We were still going out, and this doesn't speak for everybody, but people were still going out, still dining at restaurants, still going to parties, still going shopping, going to the grocery store. People didn't have that fear instilled yet that this virus was deadly. It still is deadly. So how is the second stay-at-home order going to solve any problems? If anything, that fear factor and that fear motivator that showed up during the end of the stay-at-home order the first time has been thrown out the window. A lot of Americans, Californians in particular, are fed up with staying home, are bored of staying home, don't see the consequences anymore, would rather put themselves at risk just to have a good time, even if that means one night. I think it's important to note that a lot of people, more than ever, especially during the holidays, are spending time with their families, are going out to eat, are going shopping for whether it be Christmas presents, Black Friday deals, simple sales. People are looking for anything to get out of the house nowadays. Yes, there's some things that are totally okay to do, going outside and staying your distance. Yet, why is it that people are not afraid any longer? So how would this second stay-at-home order do anything better for California than the first one? And there's two disadvantages to this resolution analysis. One of those is the economic rehabilitation. California, before COVID, was already in a state of debt, with many problems arising left and right. Yet upon the introduction of COVID into our society, many businesses, small businesses, retail, shopping, restaurants, hair salons, barbershops, nail parlors, so on and so forth, have had to close their doors due to the fact that they cannot afford to stay home. They can't afford to shut their doors for any period of time. So that is causing business foreclosures and so on and so forth. How is this stay-at-home order going to help those people get back on their feet, those businesses thrive again? I think it's important to also note that a lot of these businesses cannot rebuild after the coronavirus pandemic does cease. I think it's important to see that a lot of our infrastructure is falling off. A lot of the things that make our towns and make our cities what they are no longer going to be there post-pandemic. I also think it's important to add that, yes, staying home would save lives, but how many lives did it save the first time? It's also important to note that if these businesses can't get back on their feet, if people decide to stay home and there is no going out anywhere, no grocery store shopping, no necessities, are grocery stores going to go under? How are we as a country and we as a state and a county in general going to be able to recover from this? Second disadvantage that I think is important to note that a lot of people are forgetting about. Yes, it is a very passionate topic to some people around the state, but I think it's important to pay attention to the lack of education or educational benefits during this time. A lot of people, a lot of children, a lot of college students, a lot of grad school students are not being able to get the education that they so rightfully deserve. Along with that comes, we are going to be breeding today's youth. We're bringing today's youth up in a world where distance learning is a thing. Children of today are not being taught the same things that I was taught. I was barely taught the same things my parents were taught, and so on and so forth. So we're breeding this generation of children, and we're bringing them up in a world where school's online. It's turn in your homework, get an A. There's no benefits. There's nothing that people are going to take with them into the next step of their lives. I also think it's important that we realize that the first thing first, besides getting your nails done and getting your hair done and going out to parties, should be getting everyone, not just children, adults, med students, whatever your profession or your educational background may be, getting people back in school. We are so worried in things that can benefit our lives and make things better for us that we don't think about the things that actually matter. And 10 years from now, that 8th grade student, how are they going to be doing? This is the time that can make or break people, and we're not thinking that through. Another stay-at-home order would set these children back a whole entire another school year. I know for us here at Delta College, it's been hard to distance learn. Some of us have jobs, lives, families. It's really hard to be on a screen and try to learn and try to make things work and make ends meet while still getting the best out of your education. What about for the people paying multiple $1,000s, going to big schools, and they're at home not learning anything because they haven't figured out the best way to make this work? All in all, I think it's important to save lives and stop the spread of COVID-19, but I also think it is important to weigh out the goods and the bads. It's important that we as a state, we as counties, we as a nation work together more than ever to get ourselves out of this. It isn't on any World Health Organizations, it isn't on our government, it is on us as citizens to do the right thing so that we can move forward into the new year with a fresh start and with a peace of mind. I also think it's important that we come together more than ever to support one another, not just to stop the spread, but to be there for each other. Be there for someone you don't know. You never know what this year caused or brought out for some people. And I think it's important that we stick together and we come together more than ever to be one.